Do you struggle to crack interviews because you feel that you're not able to connect your ideas with the demand of the interviewer or the question that you're asked? Do you feel that it's really, really difficult to voice your opinion? And do you feel the lack of confidence when you answer and participate in interview questions? If that is the case, then this lesson is for you. Because in this lesson, we're going to be talking about not just the vocabulary of interview, but also the tactics. We're going to be looking at 7 job interview question and answers you must know. Not just the answer straight away, but the way you should answer it as well. So without further ado, let's begin. One of the most common job interviews is what we're going to be discussing right now. Because what happens is, when you go for a job interview, people always want to, what do they want to do? They want to know you. And when they want to know you, they ask you the same question that almost every employer asks. What are those questions? Here are the most common job interview questions before we start the lesson. Number 1 is, can you tell me about yourself? Which can be said in so many different ways. Can you tell me something about yourself? So many ways. Why do you want to work for this company? Your reason. What are your strengths and weaknesses? A little bit of SWOT analysis of your own self. Can you tell me a time when you overcame a difficult challenge at work? Very important to understand how you resolve tasks, especially under pressure. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? How motivated are you about your own career and goals? What are your salary expectations? Does it align with the budget of this particular profile that the organization has? And finally, do you have any questions for us? Are you just fishing, or are you seriously interested in this job? Is what we're going to be looking at. So one by one, let's get started. Question number 1 that we have is, can you tell me about yourself? But why does the interviewer wants to ask this question? They already have your resume. They have all the details about you, your experience, your education, how old are you, where you live, etc., your interests, hobbies. So why do people want to know that? There could be many reasons. Some of them are to make you calm down, to make you comfortable in the situation. The interviewer wants you to feel the essence of the room and maybe talk so that your nerves calm down. To check your communication skills, how good are you with your English is a very important aspect, and your overall communication skills, how you communicate and how you place your ideas, etc. To get a brief background, your resume has a lengthy description of who you are, what you've done, where do you want to be, etc., what you currently do. But if they want to know you in a quick 1 or 2 minutes, they'd like to ask you this question. And finally, to understand your key achievements. What do you have to say about yourself? What have you achieved in life is what an interviewer wishes to know as well. So these could be many reasons. We're now going to be looking at answers of how an experienced person answers it and how a fresher answers it as well. Why? Because there are many people watching this video who may just be starting their careers. So as a fresher, how you should answer this question. And there are many people who are who've already started their careers or in the mid-careers or at senior level positions. They still want to know how to get better, and they can see how to answer this question as well. So without further ado, let's have a look at it. A fresher would answer this question like this. So there's a person called Ryan. I'm going to first read the answer, focus on the intonation and the way I introduce myself as a fresher, and then after that, we're going to be focusing one by one on the key vocabulary that are used, the words that are used in this short introduction. Ready? All right, so the question is, can you tell me about yourself? So I'm Ryan and I'm saying, hi, I'm Ryan, a recent computer science graduate with a strong focus on coding skills development. I gained practical experience working on various projects, such as building a web application for a local business. I'm excited to begin my software development career and eager to further learn and grow in this field. Ryan knows, Ryan is very, very strategic. Ryan knows that as a fresher, he does not have a lot of experience. So he's using the vocabulary carefully. He wants to say that he has practical experience so that the employer feels that he's not new or completely fresh. Ryan also says that his strong focus is coding skills development. He's highlighting what he's very good at. Ryan also wishes to convey by using the word recent that he has up-to-date knowledge about this subject, not something that he finished 5 years ago. So can you see how strategically Ryan is using the right vocabulary? Recent, strong focus, practical experience. After that, he expresses his enthusiasm by saying, I'm excited. You can use any other word as well, enthusiastic, I'm super excited, whatever comes to your mind. And say, eager to further learn. This shows that you're somebody, this shows a positive attitude. This shows that you're somebody who wishes to continue upgrading his or her skills in life. So as a fresher, I think I'm personally very impressed with Ryan in the way he's answered this question. Because he's spoken about his practical experience. He's spoken about his enthusiasm. He's spoken about what he's very good at, his achievements or his strong skill set. He's also spoken about his continued desire to learn more. So basically, he's shown how positive he is as a person. I think I'd just give him 10 on 10 for that. So that's about Ryan. You can use the same vocabulary, same funda to tweak and change your interview answer as well for this question. So write it down maybe somewhere. That would help you a long, long way. But what if you are an experienced person? How would you answer that question? So let's have a look at an answer for an experienced person. So if you're somebody who started his or her career and wants to know how to better answer it, you can use this answer, which is, Hi, I'm Ryan, an experienced project manager with a diverse background in healthcare, finance, and a successful track record of delivering projects on time and within budget. I've also developed my leadership skills by managing a team of 10 people in my current role, looking forward to new challenges in my project management career. Very, very good answer. A few things that Ryan has as an experienced professional he's mentioned here are that he's not new, he's experienced. That's number one, vocabulary. He's also spoken about that he's not restricted to only one area, one niche area of speciality. He wants to make himself available for many different opportunities. So he has said that he has diverse background. That means he can be used as a professional in multiple streams and projects. Not only that, after that, he uses a very important and critical word, which is successful track record. It shows that he wishes to tell the employer that he has had a success in many back-to-back projects. Basically showing that he's very good at what he does. Very good vocabulary. Then he's spoken about what he's developed. And finally, he's spoken about why he's looking for a new job. He wishes to experience new challenges and grow in his career. So words like experienced, diverse background, successful track record, developed, new challenges are some very important key vocabulary that you can use in order to sound more mature in your answer. So that's an answer for an experienced person. Let's now move to the next one, which is the second question, which is, why do you want to work with us? Why does the employer ask this question? There could be many reasons. Some of them are, have you researched the company? Do you know about the brand? Do you know about the role profile? Do you know about the key responsibilities that you have to fulfill? Do you know what you're applying for? Most importantly, a lot of people, especially on LinkedIn, keep applying for multiple jobs, one after the other, without reading the JDs properly. And they face the brash later, especially when they're selected and they don't know much about it. And eventually, finally, do you align well with the company's goals? What are your aspirations, and how can the company and how can the organization make sure that you grow in your personal aspirations, because otherwise it may not be a right fit from both ends. That's why an employer asks these questions, this question particularly. And how can a fresher answer this? I'll first read the answer of a fresher, focus on the vocabulary that I use, and then we'll talk about it in more detail. Why do you want to work with us? I'm thrilled about working for this company as I share your values of innovation and sustainability. I'm impressed by your dedication to utilizing technology for making a positive impact on society, as seen in your recent projects. This company offers a supportive environment to learn, grow, and make meaningful contributions. Words like thrilled show your excitement. Words like share your values show that it's not always about profession or professional work. It's also about the human side, the values that you have as a person and the organization. For example, a lot of organizations these days prefer EDI policies as a mandate, which is equality, diversity, and inclusion, which is a very important value for many organizations and employees as well, coming from various spectrums of society. So do you have the same values? This key phrase here shows that. After that, he's saying that he's quite impressed by the recent projects, which shows that he's done thorough research about what the company stands for. So it's always a good idea to just look into the various pages of the website to read what the company has recently done and what it offers. And finally, he's spoken about supportive environment. You can also mention this in more detail by saying you've read the reviews of it on Indeed.com, or let's say on other job portals. You've read the reviews of other employees, what they have to say about the company, and you're really impressed by it. So you kind of feel that it has a very supportive environment. That means environment where people want to grow. So you're not talking about too much technicality. You're talking about the human side of the answer. Very, very important, isn't it? So that is for a fresher. How will an experienced person answer it? It tweaks a little bit. Because for an experienced person, he looks beyond certain aspects, which is, let's have a look at it. An experienced person would say, I want to work for this company because I believe my skills and experience align well with your goals. I've been impressed by your reputation as a leader in the industry, and I can contribute to your team. In particular, I'm excited about the opportunity to work on specific projects, example AI, artificial intelligence, and to be a part of a team that is making a real difference. One of the most important keywords in this answer is because I believe aligns. So the person is highlighting that my experience, because I'm not a fresher here, my experience aligns with the projects that you have done and your upcoming projects as well. So the person is going beyond values, which is still a very important part, but the person is saying where you want to be is where I want to be as well. So our destinations match, or at least interim projects that we want to be a part of match. So the person is bringing his or her experience on table to match it with what the organization wants to do in the future. A very, very good answer. So phrases like, because I believe, align well, I can contribute, name of a skill, very, very important, AI, be part of a team, work very well for an answer that is, why do you want to work with us? So that is question number 2. Let's now move to question number 3. What are your strengths and weaknesses? An employer asks these questions to understand how aware are you of your own personality. It speaks volumes about you. The employer also wants to know, do you take corrective measures for your weaknesses? Corrective measure means, do you correct your own mistakes if you find that there's something wrong with you? And are you aware of your own potential? What can you and can you not do in the future to come? A fresher may answer this question like this. The fresher would start with his strength and say, one of my biggest strengths is my ability to learn quickly and adapt to new situations. I'm also a good communicator and I work well in teams. Look at the phrases that are so strategically used here. Learn quickly, adapt, work well in teams. What does an employer want out of a fresher? Somebody that they can mold easily. So when you say, I'm adaptable, I learn quickly, and I'm a team player, you have won their confidence. That's what an employer wishes to know. On the other hand, you diplomatically answer your weakness. Let's see how. One area that I'm working to improve is my time management skills. I tend to get caught up in details and sometimes struggle to prioritize tasks. Now have a look here. Working to improve, you're showing that you are continuously improving yourself. Next, you're saying, I tend to get caught up. So it is a general phrase that you can use with your weakness. Now, see how carefully this person has spoken about his weakness. In details. That means you're very meticulous. You like to be a perfectionist, which is, in a way, your strength. So the person is very diplomatically making his weakness, displaying his weakness as a strength, because all companies and organizations want an employee who likes to be a perfectionist, which means who likes to meticulously work on minute details, making sure that the project is on time and is perfect. So, your weakness in a way should reflect your strength only. So you can use these key phrases. But what about an experienced person? Let's have a look at it. An experienced person would justify his strength, her strength like this. One of my greatest strengths is my ability to lead teams and manage complex projects. I'm also a skilled communicator and I have strong attention to detail. Again, the person is saying that he's not just begun his career, she's also had some experience in leading and managing teams. She's also very, very good at strong attention to detail. So she's basically expressing her meticulous character. And she's all aligning it with her experience. Let's see how this person communicates the weakness. One area that I've identified for improvement is my public speaking skills. While I'm comfortable leading meetings and presenting to small groups, but I'm working on that by taking some courses. So what she's trying to say is that identified for improvements. What a beautiful phrase. So she's not saying that I lack this. In fact, on the other hand, she's saying that I've identified for improvements, which means a future course of action is already in the offing, is in the pipeline. So that's how you can present your weakness as well. And that is question number 3. Let's move to number 4. Can you give an example of a time when you overcame a difficult challenge at work? It's a very important question. Everybody asks it, as we said in the beginning, but there's a strategy to answer it. But why do they ask it in the first place? First of all, they want to know if you can handle challenges. They want to know if you can work under stress. Also, are you a team player or not? And finally, do you have problem-solving skills or not? Very, very important. Let's see how a fresher answers it. A fresher would say, whenever a question like this comes, you use what we call a STAR technique. Repeat after me. What do you call it? STAR technique. S-T-A-R. What is the STAR technique? S stands for situation. What situation? So you introduce what the situation is. T stands for the task that you were either assigned or you chose to do in that situation, or what was the task. A stands for the action, the points that you did in order to overcome that task or obstacle. So A stands for the actions that you took. And finally, R stands for what was the result and the outcome of the actions that you took. So whenever a question like this comes, give me an example. Always give an example using the STAR technique, which is situation, task, action, and result. Very, very important. The situation here is, Though I don't have much professional experience, I overcame a difficult challenge during my final project in college. So, what is the situation? Final project in college. I repeat, final project in college is the situation. Okay. What about the task? Let's read. My team and I had to develop a software application from scratch within a tight schedule. Develop a software application is the task. What was the action that this person took? Despite several technical issues, so basically talking about the challenges this person faced, we worked together, pulled long hours, and successfully completed the project on time. So, a few things. Work together, pull long hours, successfully completed it on time. That's what they did as part of their action for that task. What was the result of it, you ask? This experience taught me the significance of collaboration and perseverance. Perseverance, very, very important. So, what you learned eventually was the result of it. So, a fresher is using a final project in college as an experience to star market and talk about an example when they overcame a challenge. Let's see how an experienced person would answer it. Leading a project with a tight deadline that required coordination between multiple departments presented a difficult challenge at work. What was the situation? Leading a project. What was the task? Despite unexpected obstacles like a key team member leaving the company, so the task was, it wasn't the task, it was more like an obstacle, yeah? As we said, task can also be replaced with obstacle. So the member left the company. I rallied the team, worked closely with departments, and identified solutions to keep the project on track. Rallied, worked closely, kept the project on track was all related to the actions that this person took. And finally, what was the result of these actions? The result is successfully delivering the project on time and within budget was a significant accomplishment for the company, is the result of it eventually. And that's all. This relates to the experience, ladies and gentlemen, of an experienced person, answer of an experienced person, especially when talking about the example of a challenge that you overcame, which is what you can use as well. So use the STAR technique the next time when you're talking about this, and I'm sure it'll take you a long way. Now let's move to the next question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why does an employer ask this question? There could be many reasons. Number one is, are you ambitious? They want to know, what are your goals in life? And do you at all have any goals and ambitions in life at all or not? Next, are you looking to stick around and grow, or are you just window shopping? They also want to see how committed are you to the entire process is a very important part of asking this question, a very important intention behind asking this question. Finally, are you there just for money? Because that's what a lot of people do. Collect offer letters. We are all of those people. Not a good practice, because when you do it, employers are smart. They understand it. So that's what the intention is to ask this question. So let's see how a fresher would answer this question. A fresher would say, in 5 years, I see myself having gained a lot of experience and expertise in this field. I hope to have worked on a variety of projects that have allowed me to develop new skills and contribute to the company's success. Ultimately, I see myself in a position where I can take on more responsibility and continue to grow in my career. So, having gained a lot of experience, develop new skills, more responsibilities, and continue to grow are some important aspects of a fresher's answer. Because a fresher wants to say that I want to be an expert at what I do. Because I'm not an expert yet. I'm just a tyro. I've just begun my journey. So I want to be an expert is the most important part of this answer. An experienced person, on the other hand, can leverage that experience that he or she's gained to answer it like this. In 5 years, I see myself in a leadership role. I have enough expertise. Now I want to use these expertise to lead people in a team. Leadership role within the company where I can use my skills and experience to drive growth. I'm committed to ongoing learning and development, so I hope to have completed additional training and taken on new challenges that have broadened my skill set. I also see myself as a mentor to younger professionals, helping to build a strong and dynamic team. So basically, as I said before, leveraging the last experience in order to mention that he or she wishes to see themselves in a leadership role. The next question, question number 6. What are your salary expectations? Employees ask this question to get to know a little bit about, are you aware of the industry standards? How much do you value yourself, which is the most important part of it? And have you researched the market, which is a very important part? Yeah. How does a fresher answer this question? A fresher can say, as a fresher, I prioritize gaining experience and building my skills. I'm not too much after money. My whole agenda is to be able to experience and build my skills, most importantly, as a priority at this stage and age of my life. From my research and qualification, which is a very important phrase here, I believe a fair starting salary for this position would be in the range of $5,000 to $7,000. Nonetheless, I'm flexible for negotiation and eager to discuss this further. Very, very important, isn't it? So basically, you're saying that you're leveraging your current recent qualifications, updated qualifications, and industry standards to be able to ask for a fair starting salary of whatever much is a norm in your state or wherever you live. But what about an experienced person? An experienced person now would talk about his or her experience and would say, I'm seeking a salary within the range of very exact answer. I mean, very, very clear. These are my expectations within a so-and-so range based on my experience and qualifications. But I'm open to negotiation as I understand salary is just one aspect of compensation. And now the person is elaborating on what kind of compensation he or she is aiming at. So let's read further. I'm also interested in discussing other forms of compensation like bonuses, benefits, and opportunities for career growth and development within the company. So the person is basically displaying his or her experience by mentioning that they're aware of different kinds of compensations that are a norm in the industry. They have enough experience, they have enough qualifications, and they're good to go and lead the company. But for that, they're also aware of the various compensations that come along with that role. So they're displaying their knowledge of industry norms. So if you want a higher salary, you know what to say next. The last question is, do you have any questions for us? It's a very important, even if you don't, ask something sensible. It shows that you're interested. It shows your high level of expression of interest. Why do they ask? Are you unclear about something? Or are you really interested in the opportunity or just fishing? What is fishing? People use this term quite a lot on dating apps. You say you're someone, you turn out to be someone. You fake your identity. You're just there to check out how the functions of the company work. Or are you really a potential employee or somebody who's looking for jobs? A very important part. So how does a fresher answer this? A fresher would say, yes, thank you for asking. Can you tell me more about the training and development opportunities available for someone in this role? A fresher wants to know how he or she can grow, most importantly, as far as their skill sets are concerned. How would you describe the work environment here? A fresher would also like to know and mention that mental health is very, very important for them. And it's not always about work, it's also about self-rejuvenation as well. And finally, can you tell me more about day-to-day responsibilities of this role? To be honest, you can elaborate this question further, because when it comes to day-to-day responsibilities, most of the JDs mention that. So if you ask it blatantly like this, people may consider that you've not read the JD. So this is a very important question. With this, add something more important. You can say, I did read on the job description that these are certain responsibilities, but can you elaborate more on that? So that shows that you've gone through JD. So an experienced person in the end can answer like this. Yes, I have a few questions. It shows that you're prepared. Can you specify my responsibilities in detail? In detail is very important here, because otherwise an employer feel that you've not read the job responsibilities mentioned in JD before. I'm interested in learning more about the team I would be working with. What kind of growth can I expect? How will this role shape my skills? Very important question. These are certain things, certain questions that you can ask immediately if you've got an interview tomorrow or in the forthcoming future. So ladies and gentlemen, this was all about 7 important questions that employers ask and what is an appropriate answer from a fresher's perspective or an experienced person's perspective. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comment section below. I thoroughly enjoyed working with you through this lesson. Take care, God bless, and I wish you the best with your next interview. Ciao, ciao.